Everyone, my name is Madison Lejeune, and for this application presentation assignment, I was assigned Module 5, which is titled Attitudes, Functions, and Consequences. This module covers different types of attitude-behavior relationships, but the specific theory that I will be focusing on for this presentation is the accessibility theory. The core notion of the accessibility theory is that attitudes will predict behavior if they can be activated from memory at the time of the decision that you are making. I plan to apply this concept to an event that occurred recently in my personal life, which was when I was trying to adopt a cat as a gift for my boyfriend. So, a couple of months ago, my boyfriend lost his cat, and to cheer him up and kind of fill the void in his life, I wanted to surprise him with adopting him a new cat. Previously, he had a ragdoll cat, which is a specific breed of cat. If you've never seen them, please look them up. They are absolutely stunning. But I wanted to get him that same type of cat, and I decided to start looking online for breeders to get him the quote-unquote best quality cat that money could buy, because I figured that would cheer him up. So I'm looking online and I find a cat that I like from a breeder, and I was looking to make the next steps towards adopting that cat. Well, I guess I should say purchasing that cat. And right before I was about to contact them, the saying, which I'm sure you all heard before, adopt, don't shop, popped into my head. And after I thought of that saying, I decided that I didn't want to get a cat through a breeder and that I wanted to save a cat's life at a shelter. So now that I've discussed the experience, I will now make some inferences. So the first and second inference that I'm going to make kind of go hand in hand. So the first inference is that we are persuaded by things that we hear and see from others online, and they can have the attitudes that we form from that can stick with us for a long time. And the second is we can sometimes push these attitudes to the back of our minds. So going back to our example, or my example, I decided to adopt from a shelter rather than a breeder after thinking of adopt, don't shop. Adopting animals isn't something that I do very often, so when I had formed that opinion or that attitude about adopting animals from a shelter years ago, I kind of forgot about it, and then when I was reminded of it, it influenced my behavior. So the third inference that I'm going to make about the accessibility theory is that situations are the best indicators of our attitudes. We can harbor a certain attitude towards an issue, but unless that particular attitude comes to mind when we encounter a certain issue, we can't act on that attitude in that particular situation. So these inferences can be transferred to other situations in life, not just when you're adopting a cat. So for example, knowing that we are easily impacted by things that we hear and see from others online, we can try to be more mindful of what we are consuming online, as that forms our attitudes and that influences our behavior, so it can help us make better decisions in our personal life about, the brands that we choose to support or the companies that we work for, and so on. So in conclusion, I wanted to reiterate that it is important to remember that we are influenced by the world around us, and we're not always conscious of the attitudes towards certain topics until situations bring those attitudes to the forefront. This has the potential to have consequences, but it can also be a good thing to be in touch with your attitudes so you can act on them when important issues arise in life. Thank you.